guys hear me? You guys hear me? Somewhat. Okay, the sound's good, but you can't. Can you see me on screen or no? Like. Oh, look at that. It did work this time. Okay, you guys can see me, right? And you can hear me? Fantastic, fantastic. I swear I think there's a cable problem here. But anyways, no big deal. I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody jumping in. I guess I have some notes to go over real quick. For any of you who saw this announcement on Twitter from Sonic Labs about the Phantom Opera testnet getting sunsetted, or the Sonic Blaze testnet getting sunsetted, these things don't apply to us. This is not a concern at all. You can actually look in the docs and they tell you how to launch your own testnet if you want one. They had that testnet set up, I think, because that's very developer friendly, but they're sunsetting it. It's not a big deal. I actually, on the other hand, was just checking the price to spin up a Phantom node, and it's right now it seems like it's under $2,500 bucks. Just being honest. Yeah, so I want you guys to know, I'm putting this on the recording. We're probably gonna ideally spend 20 grand on just taking over the chain, like validator style. Does that make sense? Like, I think it might be a minimum of 7 nodes, or maybe a minimum of 9. I don't know. But, yeah, I think as soon as we get this triplex sold, we're going to spend 20 grand on Phantom and just spin up nodes. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Do you guys get what I'm saying? And the point being here is that, first of all, this is like 20 grand for your own fucking blockchain, which is actually an amazing price. Does that make sense to you guys? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you could not pay a developer to build you a blockchain, like a group of developers, for like under 20 grand. So we can get one for 20 grand, and it previously was in the top 20 market caps. Does that make sense to you guys? Like, that is the move, that is the play. And again, $2,500 bucks to get a Phantom node. Now, we do need the hardware set up for that as well. So it's like the hardware and then 20 grand. Right, Pega. Yeah, exactly. Right. You would know community. Like, it just makes sense to just do it this way. So, again, you know, I've been saying this internally, and I don't want to necessarily get all spiritual with you guys, but a lot of stuff that has kind of happened that's sort of been like what seemed to be bad, like something that was detrimental or unlucky, or like lots of bad things turned out to be to our benefit. Yeah, but honestly, Alexi, yeah, having haters isn't bad. Having haters is not bad. Yeah, like you know, there's a quote from Winston Churchill, and it says, "So you have enemies? Good. That means you stood for something in your life." Yeah. So like the fact of the matter is, Alexi, yeah, 20 grand. I can't even, we probably wasted more than that on dumber shit, to be honest. Yeah, like, I don't even know. But $20,000 to, like, literally basically have control of the chain through validators. Maybe $25,000, because, you know, I don't know what the price is going to be. Yeah, exactly. So, right now, there are, like, up to 9 validators that are still part of Phantom Foundation. Those have a lot more token, because back in the day, it used to be 1 million Phantom to run a node. I think some of them have 1 million. But, yeah, like if they want to unstake, I don't know if they still control them. I think that's still just, like, nodes out in the ether or whatever. Maybe it's, like, in a cloud somewhere. But, we're going to have our own hardware, and we're going to run Phantom nodes. And, us having Phantom nodes is great, because think about, like, launching Learn Pyre, and then we bring all these fucking newbies onto Phantom, and then, like, Phantom collapses because Phantom Foundation decides to, I don't know, like, disable their nodes. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? So, I think it's a great price to just make the move and just get a bunch of nodes, so that way we can personally guarantee, like, the chain safety. as we build on it. Make sense? Yeah. So I'm hearing great news in a bunch of different ways. Everything I've talked about happening still. Big TVL chunk, hardware, supercomputer, yield dashboard on other chains. They're all closer. I promise you they're all fucking closer. I am going in for my surgery consult tomorrow. And what that means is I will be scheduling my surgery. I'm going to try to push it out for as long as possible. I think they have like a deadline. Like you have to get it within a certain amount of time. I'm going to push it out as far as possible. That's the move. Because I want to make as many things happen in the meanwhile while I can. And I want like the good things to happen before the surgery. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't want to just keep dealing with medical problems and then not making progress. Do you guys know what I mean? I feel like I just like wasted so much time and just aged for no reason. And again, like there's no time like the present, and like Web3 needs it. Do you guys know what I mean? Again, okay. Okay, so we are also going to be updating our domains. We're going to be updating our domains at some point. Hang on, I got some things. Okay, so we are going to be updating our domains because a lot of the domain extensions like .finance and .exchange and things like that, they are just terrible as far as renewals go. So we've got a bunch of domains like 2ohm.finance, PYRESWAP.finance, dibs.money. A lot of these fucking domains are just way too fucking expensive. And I did some bookkeeping over the last 90 days. And if I told you guys, we spent more on domain renewals than it would cost to spin up a phantom node right now. Does that make sense? In a year. Do you guys remember the number I said? Like, I'm not proud of this. But this is the stuff that kind of needs to get audited, needs to come to light. Does that make sense? Can you guys hear me? It says you can hear me. Okay. Yes, eBiscuit, that fucking emoji entirely. So I have been getting rid of like a whole bunch of superfluous ones, and we're gonna switch to domains like .coms. Does that make sense? We're gonna switch to .coms. Okay. Like I don't want to renew. Again, we built this project fucking in 2022, so this is like year 4. So like I have been, I have been hemorrhaging money on 2ohm.finance for 3 fucking years while not using it, and it's like at this point, why wouldn't I just give it a new fucking a domain? Alexi, truly that. And I've learned there's a whole bunch of domain extensions like .xyz or even .quest. You guys ever heard of .quest before? .quest actually pretty cheap. Yeah, .finance, .exchange, .news, not so much. Those ones literally take you over the table, for lack of a better way to say it. Does that make sense to y'all? Does that make sense? All right. Okay, that'll happen probably in April, May, or June as well. So that'll happen like. Don't worry, I'll tell you guys when the domains. I'll tell you guys ahead of time when we swap them. By the way, because of bookkeeping, my payment card, the debit card that gets used to pay for all this stuff, is currently in the mail. Like, so the card that I have is canceled, and there's a new card in the mail. So if there's any interruption to things, it's just because there's a new card coming. Does that make sense? So if the websites go down, it's because there's a new card. Does that make sense to y'all? Like, if anything weird happens in the next week or 2, it's just because it's a new card, new payment information, and I have to literally run around like a fucking chicken next week, like changing the card information on like 75 things. Does that make sense? Okay. That's literally it. That's like, okay, I mean, it's pretty good. Things are good. Like, I can't, I just feel like they're closer. I don't know what else to say. I wish I had more concrete things, but like, I gave you guys an announcement because I felt like I was really, really taking my time. I wanted to build the map, but the map, every time, like, how do I describe this? The map is just like not doing anybody any favors right now. Like, it'll be great when we get closer, okay? But it's just not doing anybody any favors because it's like bringing us into the fantasy fiction part of it when we're not even back into the fiction part of it. We're still in the logistics part of this. Does that make sense? Like, but we're going to make it. Like, I don't know how to describe it. We are going to make it, and yes. Okay, let's see. That was about 15 minutes, and I'm glad you guys can see me and hear me. Do you guys have any questions? Because I don't know really what else to talk about. Just being honest. Yeah. Did I answer everybody's questions? Like any major ones? When? Okay. So I have another appointment next week on Monday, which involves a 5-figure check for me. It's like a back pay check of how do I even describe this? It's like back pay check that I'm owed. Let's put it that way. This check ends up coming to me every month. So I end up being able to spend more money every month on this project, and that even involves things like my groceries. Abolito, the majority of it will be for Phantom. Like, let's put it this way. We're building the yield dashboard on BSC first because I can get other people to move their money to BSC that doesn't even need to come from that. Like, I can find another 100K just from other people I know who are like crypto newbies, but they're interested in this project. Does that make sense to you guys? Like, so I can get friends of mine who have never heard of Tomb Forks to invest their money just in the yield dashboard, and they will, I don't want to, okay, Abolito, I try to be like the most ethical guy. Does that make sense? Like in Web3, because Web3 needs to be, like, there needs to be a most ethical and transparent guy in the first place. Does that make sense? Like, the whole point of Web3 is that it's transparent. So I don't want to bring newbies onto Phantom Opera when I'm not running Phantom nodes yet. Does that make sense to you guys? Because, like, first of all the Phantom nodes, they're unlocked. So any day now, the Phantom Foundation or Sonic Labs, they could just disable the nodes. They could just pull the token from the nodes. Now, they might not want to because it might not make sense to do that, and it will probably only sound bearish if they did that. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Right, so they're probably not going to do that. But I don't really know what they're going to do because in my mind, nothing they do makes sense in the first place. Does that make sense? Like, I think that they already make dumbass decisions. So I can't really say, don't worry, they're not going to do this. Therefore, I have to spin up my own nodes to secure Phantom Opera as a chain. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, to secure everybody here who has positions on Phantom Opera. Does that make sense? Like, I got to come up with 20 grand out of pocket. But the good news is, I get to buy the dip on these things, and later on, we'll make Phantom go up, and all of these things make APR. Do you guys get what I'm saying? So, like, we're going to lock these nodes, like, long term. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Look, which makes it great for APR. Okay? So, yes, the majority of the TVL will come to Phantom. Why? Because Phantom is the biggest one. Phantom has 2 ohm and 3 ohm, which were both 9-figure market caps. Do you guys remember when 2 ohm and 2 share were worth $500 million in market cap? Long time ago, right? Do you guys remember? Yeah. Anybody? Am I talking to nobody? Did the camera shut off? Did the mic shut off? No, I see it. I know you guys can hear me. Do you guys remember when 2 ohm and 2 share had a $500 million market cap? $500 million? Okay, so the majority of the fucking work to do is on Phantom. Yeah, there you go. Exactly that time. Yes, Alexi, it was another life. Because of that, we need the most blue chip money on Phantom to begin consolidating the debt. Does that make sense to you guys? So therefore, yes, the majority of the TVL will be on Phantom. We might not need to put any on the other chains at all if I can get the yield dashboard. Sorry, if I can convince my devs to put the yield dashboard on the other chains when they get time, because again, they're volunteering as well and they have their lives as well. When that happens, I'll be able to get other people who are newbies, like they don't come from the Tomb Fork era. I would feel more comfortable allowing them to bring their money in fiat and then park it in blue chips on Binance and AVAX. So I would have my friend in Dubai. I would say, hey, bring $1,000 onto the BSC, and then I want you to buy Bitcoin against BNB and deploy it as LP. And if you like the yield from it, you should keep increasing it. And he might increase it to 5 figures because he has like 500 grand that he wants to invest here and there. Yeah, Alexi, if only I trusted AI to do this shit. One of the things that we're gonna do, by the way, when we get a fucking server computer, is we're gonna have our own LLM. Like, I don't trust any of the fucking big tech companies anymore. Like, I cannot wait to have like local fucking models, like just local models that they're private. Do you guys know what I mean? Like, even if they come from like an open source version of Llama or whatever, I would just much rather deal with like open source private fucking models. Yeah, you can. You absolutely can. But you don't have the yield dashboard. Yeah, there's no yield dashboard. So, Pega, you can understand that what it does, right? Like you have the underlying concepts, but other people don't. So the yield dashboard kind of like illustrates that. Yes, there absolutely is still yield, for sure. Yeah. There is on Phantom as well, if that makes sense. So like, yes, you can already do that for sure. But for me to train a newbie on it, I would need a yield dashboard. Right? Does that make sense, y'all? Does it make sense? Fantastic. There's another balancing act between my mind went straight into banker mode. Let's come back to that when we have more yield dashboards, because I will explain the balancing act between projected demand and like your own regular yield, because you can see the way that you can create an exponent on one. Fuck me. Okay, anyways. So by this time next week, I will be able to give you my surgery schedule. Okay, so next stream, you will learn my surgery schedule. We will be closer to all the other good things happening as well. I wish I had something better to say, but yes, we will be closer to all the good things happening, including us spinning up a bunch of phantom nodes. If any of you guys, well, I guess, I don't know how the fucking hardware thing works there. There's a bunch of docs to read, but I'll get back to you on that. Does anybody have any more questions? All right, I'm going to end the stream here. Thank you so much for coming to the Pyre stream. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. We'll see you.